ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The North American, Central American, and Caribbean Track and Field Championships, better known as NACAC, underway in Toronto, Canada. The men's 100-meter semifinal saw Cliff restart the clock in 10.71 for third in his heat, and that was good enough to move on to the finals. Alonzo Russell also third in his 400 semifinal in 46.88. Heat 2 earns a lane in the finals. As for the women's 400 hurdle semifinals, Katrina Seymour fifth in her heat, 57.79, and she just missed out on moving on to the final by like 12/100ths of a second. On to the World Junior Rowing Championships now in the Czech Republic. Ethan Stanhope finishing third in his Stage 3 semifinal this morning. His time there was 7:26.46. Sydney Clark continues her run into the semifinals of the International Tennis Federation's Coca-Cola Junior Tournament in St. Lucia. She won her quarterfinals 6-4-2 to reach the Final Four. Clark also into the doubles semifinals, teaming with Tequila Riley from Barbados. They won their match 6-3-4. Dante Brister not as fortunate in singles. He lost his quarterfinal in 2 tough tiebreakers. However, he is still alive in doubles after he and Bayesian Romain Meyer scored a 7-6, 6-4 victory. Not a good outing last night for Freedom Farm Baseball at the Cal Ripken Babe Ruth 12 World Series in Branson, Missouri. They had just one hit and were shut out in the semifinals of the international bracket by Japan 8-0. Andrew Arthur had the lone hit for the Bahamian side. Team Bahamas off today at the CONCACAF Under-15 Girls Championships in Florida. After finishing group play winless at 0-3, they will play in the consolation round tomorrow against Antigua and Barbuda. Our men's senior national volleyball team in Suriname for the Kazova Championships. They serve it up tomorrow in the tournament opener against Trinidad and Tobago at 6 p.m. Also in competition, Barbados, Haiti, and the host. The tournament serves as a qualifier for the Continental Cup next year. The Summer of Thunder back on the floor last night at the Atlantis Resort. Our Amajal Knowles has a recap.
Day 2 of Kentucky's Big Blue Bahamas basketball tour as the team took on Argentinian pro squad San Lorenzo, and the Wildcats certainly shot the lights out from the floor, literally, as the first half power outage caused the game to be delayed for several minutes before officials ultimately ruled that the game would continue in the second half with 22 minutes. We caught up with assistant coach Tony Barbie after the game on how his team adjusted.
This team is so competitive. I know there was some talk of maybe canceling it at the time. The lighting was bad, the scoreboard was down, and our guys to a man were like, let's play. I don't care what it looks like. This is how it's like a pickup game to them. So they wanted to keep going, and it speaks to our team. For San Lorenzo player Dart Tucker, it wasn't as unusual as it seemed.
Things like this happen all the time overseas, so it didn't affect that at all. So, you know, it was just a little glitch. Just get warmed up and keep playing.
An ESPN personality Don Dakic also giving his take on the brief blackout.
Nobody panicked, nobody got up. Everybody just handled it, and it was an enjoyable experience, even though the power was out and people were expecting basketball. So every time I come here, and I came for the over Christmas, the tournament that they have, I've done that for ESPN. Everybody's awesome, and this is obviously a great place to be. So, hey, look, you get to cover basketball in August. Kentucky fans are great. The people here are great. It's a lot of fun.
Now, Kentucky assistant coach Tony Barbie says the team's performance last night was a far cry from Wednesday.
It's interesting that we haven't had a lot of practice time, and so we were a little sloppy in the first game. And based off the tape work that we did this morning, because we didn't have any practice time, that the guys were able to take what we saw on tape that we didn't do well and put it into action on the court. And we executed, I thought, better tonight offensively and defensively.
Play resumes here at the Atlantis Imperial Arena on Saturday. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Summer of Thunder action also taking place at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish are 2-0. Last night, they destroyed the New Providence Basketball Association All-Stars 111-26. That's not a mistake, 111-26. As for their opener on Wednesday, they won big there as well, 119-61 over IBA Elite.
We're really trying to find ourselves. We're young. We've got some freshmen and some new guys, but I love how we shared the ball tonight.
I think we played really well. It was great to finally get on the same side. I think we did a really good job of sharing the ball and playing good defense.
We just want to be a little bit better and know a little more about each other before we leave the island. We've usually been older But now with this group, we're playing a lot of new faces. So this foreign tour and here is so important. We got to get our young guys older and tougher by November 1st.
I think the young guys are getting it. They're playing really well together. They're playing well with the older guys, and the more experience they get, the better this team is going to be.
To be over here and bond a little bit and play 3 games, great advantage for a young team.
I think we have the right pieces. Only time can tell. We just got to keep getting better every day.
We're not going to be thought of very highly in the preseason coaches poll. We may be picked 10th in the ACC, but you know, I think we've got a little chip on our shoulder and we can fight our way into the top half of the league. And if you get in the top half of the ACC, you earn an NCAA bid.
Alabama State also 2-0 in Summer of Thunder action. They opened up with a 106-81 win over the Atlantis All-Stars on Wednesday and followed that up with a much closer 97-88 win over Star Sports last night.
It was a tough ball game, very tough ball game. This is why we wanted to come and play this time of the year. They have game simulation where you're playing on a tight ball game and you got to make good decisions with the basketball. And it was really, really good for our kids. I thought they stood up and played a tough ball game down the stretch.
Anything in particular that you would like your team to work on?
Defensively, we got to get better defensively. We got to play tougher, and I'm glad the game is being called away out and letting both teams play. So this should give us something to build on when we get back home.
Some top young basketball talent from the U.S. in town for the Blue Marlin Classic at the AF Adderley Gym. In action yesterday, Team Williams got a stiff test from the home-based Spartans, but the visitors would hold on for a 44-41 victory.
They played very hard. They boxed out on defense and offense, which is something that we needed to improve on as we continue to play these games in this tournament. And I think that they executed more and better on offense with the initial plays that we had set. They're from all different states in the U.S. We've got North Carolina, Chicago, we've got Houston, Texas. I mean, we're from all over the place. So we do a fantastic job of making sure that we can bring a lot of guys together and do something special for these kids in the States and be able to communicate with guys in the Bahamas. This group has just came together in a short time, and I'm proud of this group for being able to listen and follow directions and go through a great set of teams that we've been able to see this whole tournament. So it's been a pleasure to be able to play these guys, and I think that our guys have had a fantastic time as well, and so we hope to come back next year and compete against these guys again.
Coach Williams also spoke about the talent level here in the 242.
The local talent is fantastic here. I think that the guys have a lot of potential. You guys have done a fantastic job here in the Bahamas of raising some great players and talent. Buddy Hield is one of them. I've loved following him from a long time, and so I know that he started out in the tournament just like this, and now he's in the NBA making the big dollars. So it's nothing new that we see good talent here in the Bahamas.
2 games last night in the Republican Softball Association. In the men's feature, the Commando Security Truckers shutting out the Chances Mighty Mitts 11-0 behind winning pitcher Thomas Davis. As for the ladies opener, it was another early night for the Sunshine Auto Wildcats. They also put a bagel on the scoreboard, shutting out the Alive Strikers 23-0. This is the second win for the Cats this week, but they know there's still work to be done as they head towards the home stretch.
I'm not 100% proud of what we're doing right now, but I think we need to step it up a little bit, especially the intensity, because we're gonna have some tough teams to play against in the playoffs. So I think we need to prepare mentally and physically, and I think it's going to be a pretty good playoff. Everything starts with practice, so we just need to, we have pretty good practices, so we just need to continue with the intensity over there, and then we need to bring it over to the game. We're defending champions, but that's behind us now. We have a goal, which is to, win the season again this year. So we just got to continue to play good ball. It's going to be hard because we have a lot of good teams, great players. So, we're just going to continue to play together, continue to come with confidence, bring great intensity, and just continue to work as a team.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.